Everyone chose destruction. They incited rebellion and anarchy. And paid the price. The survivors continue to spread dissent. Find them. Do not rest until the destruction of...
Hi guys, Jake Taylor here to say this is a mixed review on my 21st game review. Star Wars Squadrons. It is an EA game, and like with the other Star Wars games, Star Wars Fall of the Republic or whatever, it's just as good as that. It's the sports games EA's bad on, and some of their other games when they make microtransactions, but with the Star Wars games at the moment they're doing well, so I hope you like it. But I am excited to tell you that it's a good game. So one, you could tell it was made for VR because of some of the bits in the game is like VR where you go into a corridor and that. So, and how you look like with a VR camera. So you know it's for a VR game. So when you play the game normally, put that in mind, because I know some people got annoyed that you can't walk around, but it makes sense because that's how some VR games are. So even when you play it normally, it's still a good game. It's only a flight simulator, so it makes sense where you don't have full movement. So don't moan about that, and the game's really good. So first things first, you can customize your character however you want, but that's more further you get into the game, and you can buy the characters' outfits and that, but you don't need to use any money because you can do that through the game anyway. So you can save up, and that's what I do. I always just save up on the ones I want, because I'm not like one of the people saying, oh, I gotta have that one now. That's just how they make money. So don't force yourself into it, or EA's going to make it another game worse because of it. So there's that, and it's really, I can't say much about it. All I can say is the flight in the flight simulator game is really good, and it's probably one of the best flights into games, like what they do in Microsoft with their flight simulator series, where now they're on the 10th one. I think it's Flight Microsoft number 10 or something like that. I'm not a flight simulator person. I do play flight simulators, but I've never played it with other people. I've only played it on my own or when it's a story of a flight simulator. So I'm not good at flight simulators. So yeah. And that, so this one really good. You got the movements, how the plane works really well. But when you use a pad, it's not like that. But I'm glad that it and it's like vertical control. So that's how a plane and that works. So people don't get used to games like that sometimes, but how they've done it in this game, it's really good, and the flying and the controlling is really good. So the gameplay is really good. Like I said, the flying and the control is really good. There's no really fault about it. It's just a really good where you're saying that's a flight simulator game. It's really good. It's not a bad one where it's controls like how a normal character would work. It's like how a plane would work, opposite, or something like that. So, yeah. Because when you turn like that, your body turns and turns like that. But when you go in a situation, it's different when you work. So, yeah. So the gameplay is good and everything. So, yeah, and there's not much to say. It's the average flight sim. And when you get to the main screens, it's average like you see in all the other games. So there's no remarkable there, and people like to moan about some of it, but it's just the screen saying, and it's very nice basic, but it's not a full online game, and it's not like they're doing anything with the game, so it's fine the way it is, and you need to stop moaning about when it's just a normal game, and I don't mind when they do that, as long as the gameplay is good. So that's it on those two front. It is a really good game, and I'm really surprised that they did so much thought into it. And it's surprising that it comes from EA. So yeah, there's not really much to say about the game. And the story's really good. You basically play as 2 squadrons. You get to be. What's good about this game? You get to be 2 characters, one on the Empire side and one on. You don't usually play 2 characters a lot. You do on some games, but it's really rare, and it's good that they did it on this one. So you get to see both sides of the war in Star Wars, like the Empire side, and it's nice to actually see the actual war, because what they do in Star Wars is always about Jedi's. At least it's about the average person, because all of them don't have Force powers, and that's what a lot of problems with Star Wars sometimes. That some of the Star Wars they don't show the actual normal people, because Jedi's are still there, but in the Star Wars they always focus on them, so it doesn't make it look like they're rare, but they're really rare in the Star Wars universe. There's still millions and millions of people what get affected by the people who use the Force, the regular people, and it's nice to see their side of things, and how you can see how brainwashed the Empire is to how not brainwashed the other side is, but they still have their own beliefs and that's what confronts against the Empire, against the rebels, and it's nice to see both sides of how they think and all that. So yeah, the story's good, and where you get to play 2 sides is really good. I don't want to go too detailed, but because the story's good, but it doesn't reflect the main story, because it is linked to them stories, because they're like the main battles in the stories, what happen, what you don't see in the actual story, because it's mainly focused on the hero characters that everyone knows, but this is basically the other hero characters you don't see, what's caused what has helped be against each other, what's here to, even though even the Empire will call them as heroes, because it's their viewpoint, so count their soldiers as heroes to them, and so with the rebels it's 2 sides, and both of them will count their soldiers as heroes. People think heroes are good and save everyone, but not all the time. A heroes is to do with the side they're on, and with their beliefs in their own country, and what makes their heroes a hero is on the country's belief, not that they have to save everyone. That's not. They need to change. Some people think that what a hero is, but it's not. The hero is basically an idea of a person in a person's country, what they hero, what you idolise, but it doesn't mean that the hero follows only some heroes follow their own country's belief, and until then they count as the hero could be counted as a villain to one country to another. Like with how they've done this, it's a war, so to a hero to the other side will be a villain to the other side, and either way. So yeah, so the story's really good, and so yeah, I went off a bit of tangent, but I hope, and if without VR it's a 9 out of 10, with VR it's a 10 out of 10. So I hope you comment if you want to, like if you want to, and see you on the next video. Bye! So there we go.
against a Star Destroyer, we'll need maneuverability.
Fast and nimble. Got it.
Before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the New Republic. Change our galaxy for the better.